Alright everybody, welcome back. We have been gone off of YouTube for quite a while, but I have been busy with a certain project. This is Miracle, my 1979 Ford F-150 swapped out with a 12-valve Cummins. Do a bit of a build breakdown first, just for the guys that are actually interested in that, and then we'll go into, time lapse of the build and some other actually fun content. So this was a South Dakota truck most of its life. I pulled out the C6 that was in it because it didn't come with the actual motor. It had a 460 in it. The guy ran water through it in the middle of South Dakota, ended up cracking the block, pulled it out, and I think he stole a couple parts off it or whatever, but the engine wasn't in there. I think it sat filled for a little bit because, it had some weeds and tumbleweeds in the engine bay and wherever else I pulled some stuff out of. So I ended up just stripping it down to basically the cab, and then I swapped out everything I needed to and got it basically ready for the 12-valve to go in. I found a W250 that had about 80K on it that was all torn apart because some kid was kind of trying to rebuild it and make it look nice or whatever. Bought that, and then I tore the motor out and I put it in here. I found an E4OD out of a Ford Power Stroke. It's a 1995. The transmission is billet. It's supposed to handle like 500 something horse. I think this motor is like 160, so I do not think the transmission will have any problems whatsoever. I have a custom aluminum drive shaft in it going right to the straight axle 4 9-inches. I'm very surprised on how the 4 9-inches is actually held up to the torque that's coming off of this motor and trans, but I'm not really sure what else you guys want me to talk about on the truck. I've tried to show you all the stuff. I've tried to, explain most of it. If you guys want to know anything else about the truck or have any questions, please just leave it down in the comment and I will try to answer it, or I'll make another video on it if it's really that big of a question or, issue. So I'm just going to get into like the time lapses I had when I was building it, and then we'll do some, driving and some actual content. So So we actually replaced a lot of parts on the 79 Ford. We replaced the windshield, we got a whole new braking system in the truck, and as you can see here, we have a bunch of drive shafts just sitting there because we cut all those drive shafts apart to make something work for the 79 Ford. Overall, the truck is just about done. I mean, other than body work, but for drivetrain matters and running, driving, working, the truck's done. I mean, we have some cosmetic stuff to do. Obviously, the bed sides need to be worked on. It needs to be painted. It needs to go through and do all that. But I am so excited this truck is done. It's you know, it's put together. I'm driving it. This has been a dream for a long time. Ever since I had my first, you know, dent side Ford, I've always wanted to build a 4-wheel drive extended cab Fummins build, and I did it. I got it. It's together. It's not perfect by any means. I mean, it's still a big project. It's still a lot to do, but I mean, it's done for the most part. So I finished and built that in Alaska. I drove it in New York to where I lived before, fixed up everything I needed to get done. Fixed up everything I needed to get done, and now we're driving it from New York all the way up to Alaska. That's a long road trip for a truck that has been freshly built, and it literally only has 1,800 miles on the odometer, and most of those miles are from driving from South Dakota to New York. So I could not be happier with this build. I could not be happier with anything. Everything about this is just amazing. Everyone that helped me with it, thank you. Big shout out to my dad for, you know, putting in a 4-wheel drive shaft last minute and helping me and letting me fix everything in the shop and storing my car in there too. So now we're just gonna drive around a little more and test out the 4-wheel drive, and then we're gonna get ready to start filming the next video for the road trip and packing up everything. Most guys don't let their girlfriends drive their trucks, but I'm letting my fiance off-road mine. Try and keep the wheel straight when you go through, so it's not straighter, straight. There you go. There you go. How does it feel?
Let's freaking try.
All right, so that is it for the video, guys. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe.